Hey, you're not Hawkeye.
I know, I'm legless. They never make any promotional material for Hawkeye. Silence, fools!
What's up, YouTube? This is the Serial Thriller Broadcast, and today I'm going to be talking about Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron stars James Spader as Ultron, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, the Hulk, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, baby, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, and Jeremy Renner. Poor Hawkeye didn't get a cup topper. This is the story of Ultron, an artificial intelligence created by Bruce Banner and Tony Stark, which becomes sentient and decides that the best way to protect humanity is to destroy humanity. Now let me start out by saying this movie's got some really awesome, epic action scenes, like the Hulkbuster fight, get to see the Avengers taking down Hydra bases, and fighting Ultron, obviously. But I just want to say that having been spoiled by movies like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and TV shows like Daredevil, which have really well-filmed, crazy stunt work that translates into really gritty, awesome action, this movie is a bit more plastic in the way that it looks. I think everyone was hyped up for the Hulkbuster fight, including myself, and I felt like the Hulk's computer-generated look was really good in this one. It's even better than it was in the first Avengers. But looking at the Hulkbuster next to it, when they were fighting, I just found the Hulkbuster to look a little bit cheesy, and it was really obvious to me that it wasn't really there. But at the same time, it was pretty cool to watch, and I guess when you're dealing with heroes like this, there's no way to really realistically film the action, per se. So I can definitely get over that, and it was definitely epic. It just wasn't on a human scale like some of the other movies that they've made in the past. The characters are even more well-balanced in their screen time in this movie, and that was really cool to see, especially because being a fan of Hawkeye, it was nice to see him get a little more screen time and a little more character development. And it was also good to see the team back together again, because they bring that same humor and that same drama that they got in the first one. It was definitely a juggling act, but I think Joss Whedon pulled it off, and even with the addition of new characters, it seemed like everybody, with one exception, I'll get to that, was on their A game, and it was really fun to watch. So the kind of weak link, I think, might have been Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver. He didn't get a whole lot of speaking parts, actually, when you really think about it. And when he did speak, I wasn't convinced with his accent. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor. I loved him in Kick-Ass, but I was not a fan of the accent, and I got the sense that he didn't really want to be there as much. He was kind of like moody and stuff like that, and it just didn't really gel with everything else that was going on. Having said that, though, I thought his action scenes were really cool. And he did actually have some funny moments as well, so it's a very minor complaint. The other thing that I wasn't totally sold on in this movie was they show these kind of visual blobs in Tony Stark's hologram rooms that are supposed to be like Jarvis and Ultron, and they're having like a conversation. And there's a point when there's complete darkness and you just see these kind of images as Ultron starts searching the internet and discovering everything that he's supposed to be doing when he's created. And that was really cool. I really liked the way that was done, and Jarvis was kind of represented by yellow and Ultron by blue. But then they zoom out and it shows these physical blobs just sitting there talking to each other. And I thought that was a little bit cheesy, because if it was two computers communicating, they wouldn't need to be sitting there talking out loud. I much preferred the sort of black background where it just looked like, yeah, they might be interacting, but none of the characters could see it. All in all, though, I found this movie better than the first. I much preferred Ultron as a villain to Loki. I really like Loki, but I found I only really got attached to him in Thor: The Dark World. In the Avengers, he was supposed to be commanding an army, which you never really see him do, and he kind of flies around and has a couple quick fights, and he's really witty and charming, but Ultron whenever he's fighting someone, every robot you see is him. This is a giant computer controlling everything, and it has a really witty and interesting personality. I could have done with a little more menace and a little bit less humor, but again, small complaint. I think he was really well done and really well voiced. I'm definitely going to buy this movie. It was like a bigger scale than the first Avengers, and I really appreciated that, because I think with sequels you need to go for that. Especially epic sequels like this. So definitely check it out while it's still in theaters. It's definitely worth the money. This has been the Serial Thriller Broadcast, and if you feel thrilled, chilled, and fulfilled, hit the subscribe button and let me know what you thought in the comments below.